Scan the body with your mind's eye. Notice any hot spots of tension in the shoulders, the low back, maybe the hips. And feel the exhale wash over those hot spots, allowing you to relax a little more. Notice the texture of your breath. Does it feel heavy? Does it feel light? Does it feel airy, or does it feel congested? It's springtime, so there might be a lot of allergies bothering you from a sinus perspective. So just check in. And then notice the quality of your thoughts. I've been thinking a lot about the idea of fear. Did you know that we are only born with two fears? The fear of falling and the fear of loud noises. And as babies, we start out with those fears, but as we grow, we collect them, more and more fears. From very reasonable things like fear of flying to irrational fears like a fear of small spaces. But understanding that we are born with only two and that we are masters of our own minds, doesn't it make sense that having a fear doesn't mean that we have to live with the fear forever? And just as we learned it, we can unlearn it. How do you do that when you're afraid? I'm afraid of spiders. Would I want to just get one as a pet? And therein lies part of the growth mechanism that we're given on our journey. Knowing that these fears that we have are keeping us from living our best lives. Maybe just taking a moment to think about your fears and the first time that fear came up into your mind. I know that for a long time I was afraid of bridges, driving over bridges, because there was this one bridge that had grates instead of pavement. And so when we would drive across it, it would make a really loud noise. So I always got scared going across bridges. Now knowing that fear of loud noises is one of our base fears, it makes sense. I wasn't afraid of bridges, I was afraid of the loud noise. I wasn't afraid of toilets, I was afraid of the loud flushing sound. Can you draw your fears back to those two root causes, fear of falling and fear of loud noises? Ultimately, it's just a story that we tell ourselves. And we play out imaginary scenarios, worst case environments. We tell horror stories in our mind. And so it's simple as flipping a switch, changing the channel from the scary station to the brave station. And there's a saying that I've been using a lot lately, a mantra: proximity is power. The more you are around something, whether it scares you or you've never known it before, the more you can understand it and the more power you have over it. in the way that it controls the mind. So by default, the more often you are confronted with your fears, the less power they have over you. So I might need to get a pet spider. As we move through our practice, we always set an intention. Maybe today we just set our intention to be brave. We started phase 1 of the reopening of Maryland, and maybe there's some fear about reemerging, coming in contact with people. Are you going to get the virus? And courage is just small little steps, one foot in front of the other. So today's intention is to be brave. And if you need to add anything else to your intention to make it feel whole and complete for your practice this evening, add that in now. And then take a big deep breath in, hold it at the top. Allow yourself to feel full of that bravery, that confidence, that courage, that commitment to overcoming the fears that are holding you back. And exhale slowly. Disciplining the breath before we discipline the body. We'll inhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Out 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last round of breath. Draw it in slow and sweet. Exhale it out long and easy. And then invite some subtle movement into the body by wiggling your fingers and toes. The ankles and the wrists, and then slowly draw your knees into your chest. Give yourself a little hug. Pull those thighs down into the belly, rock left and right. Move the knees away and then pull them back in. Soft little movement here. And then reach your arms out wide. We'll begin in the spinal twist. Take your knees to the right. Take your eye gaze to the left. We breathe in and out the nose. It calms the fight or flight mechanism in our brains. The limbic part of our brain controls our response mechanism to danger. And you're programmed to either fight, to flee, or to freeze. So if you came to a bear in the woods, what would your instinct be? Come back to center and off to the other side. One more inhale. Come back to center. Reach your arms overhead and extend your legs straight out in front of you. Flex your ankles. Activate the thighs. Turn on the belly. We're going to take one Frankenstein sit-up as we pull ourselves up and reach forward towards the toes. Bend your knees and come into a gentle forward fold. Check in with those hamstrings. Good. Round in your upper back. Lead with the heart. Take another big inhale. And rise up. So we're going to sit straight up and tall. All we're going to do is start to activate our legs. So you're just going to lift the right leg up off the mat. Turn on your low belly. You can keep your hands down on your hips or on the mat for support. Holding the right leg up in space, that's it. Start to notice when the fatigue sets in. And then slowly set the right leg down and lift the left leg. One side will feel heavier than the other. Try not to drop down into your low back. Lengthen your spine. Good. And set it down. Sweep those feet around and back behind you. We are going to come to tabletop. So your hands are underneath of your shoulders. Your knees are underneath of your hips. Take a moment. Cat-cow. Belly down. Heart lifts. Look up. Exhale. Press it all away. Belly down. Heart lifts. And push it all out. One more time. Find your spine in neutral, so no extension, no flexion, and just lower your elbows down to the mat. Your forearms are pressing firmly, so if you take your elbows in 1 inch and then push it out once it's down on the ground, it almost locks that skin tight to help you get a little bit more stability. And then bring your hands together into a basket, curl your toes under, lift your hips high to the sky, dolphin pose. Now, dolphin is a lot like downward facing dog, so you might like to pedal those knees. And then settle in here. We're going to take 5 dolphin push-ups, strengthening our upper body. Look to your thumbs, shift your chin to the fingertips, and push back. That's 1. Good. We've got 4 more. Shift forward and back. Good. You're not going to bust your face. Number 3, shift forward and back, building some trust. Nice. 1 more dolphin push-up. Shift back, knees down, hips back, child's pose. But in this child's pose, take your hands back behind you into a basket and lift that basket to the sky. Now we're going to move to rabbit pose. The top of your head is going to roll onto the earth and your hips are going to lift up. Lower your heels. Sweep the arms in front of you, forearms down, hands into a basket. Dolphin pose. Walk your feet in, tighten your pike a little bit. It's going to make it more intense in your upper back. Now this time we're going to add on some intensity by lifting the left leg. Good. Left leg's lifting high. We're going to lift and lower the right heel 3 times. Pick up onto the toes and back into the heel. Feel that weight shift into your forearms as you come up onto the toes and back into the heel. 1 more time, little bit like a dolphin push-up. Lean forward and back down. Lower the left foot, lift the right foot. Lift it up high. 3 heel lifts. Come up onto the toes and back down. Up and down. Last one. Knees down, hips back. Child's pose, hands into a basket, rabbit pose. Tucking your chin to your chest. Set it down. Bring your arms out in front of you. We will come back to that in a little bit. Curl your toes under. Lift your hips up high to the sky, downward facing dog. Breathe. Inhale and exhale.
Collect yourself. Feet should be 6 inches apart. Fingertips are spread wide as well. Head shakes yes and no. Nice. Take one more round of breath. Inhale and exhale. Look to your fingertips and walk your feet up to the top of your mat. Come into a rag doll. You can clasp your hands around the nape of the neck and get a little traction, or you can grab opposite elbows. Choice is yours. Release your hands to the mat and roll slowly up to standing. Shrug your shoulders to the ears and then draw them down the back as we find our mountain pose. Bring your feet together, toes touch, heels slightly apart. Stand tall and strong here. Good. Mountain pose, Tadasana. We'll start to flow. Inhale your arms up and overhead. Look to the thumbs. Exhale, forward fold. Bend in the knees. Lift up halfway. We're going to step just the left foot back, lower the left knee, lift the arms to the sky. Anjayanasana. Good. Lift the heart. Bring your hands down to the mat. Curl your left toes under. Lift the left knee, right leg up and back, three-legged dog. Good. Look forward, step your right foot up, step your left foot up. Flat back, lengthen your spine. Fold back down. Rise to standing, arms sweep, palms touch, look up, back to the mat, forward fold. Lift up halfway. Finding that lunge on the other side as you step the right foot back, lower the knee, lift the arms up high to the sky. Little bit of a back bend, chin away from your chest. We're building a lot of heat in the body here, moving pretty quickly. Float the hands down, curl the back toes under, left leg flies, three-legged dog. Look to your thumbs, left foot steps up, right foot steps up. Lift up halfway, fold back down. Rise slowly to standing, arms sweep, palms touch. Let's go again. Exhale, forward fold. Half lift. Left foot steps back, lower the knee, arms up, look up, and back down. Frame the right foot, step the right leg back, three-legged dog. Now we've got some options here. You could just set your right leg down and come through your flow, or you can keep the right leg elevated. As you pull forward, top of a push-up, chaturanga, up dog, down dog. Breathe. Right leg lifts, step the right foot, then the left foot up. Find your half lift, fold back down. Rise to standing, arms sweep, palms touch. Here we go, other side, forward fold. Half lift. Right leg to the back of the mat, lower the right knee, arms to the sky. Hands to the mat, left leg steps back, either high plank or three-legged dog. For your flow, chaturanga, up dog, down dog. Left leg lifts. Look forward, step the left foot up, step the right foot up. Fold down. Rise to standing, arms sweep, palms touch, look up, and then bring your hands to prayer. Take a second, close your eyes. Check in. Do you feel that excitement in the body? That accelerated heart rate? Maybe you started to sweat. You know what also causes those reactions in the body? Fear. So what if we started rebranding our fear to excitement? And every time your stomach starts churning and you start getting a little sweaty, rather than thinking I'm afraid, think I'm excited. Blink your eyes open, inhale your arms up and overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Lift up halfway. We're going to go through a traditional flow. Hands down, feet back, chaturanga. Up dog. Down dog. Right leg lifts nice and high. 3 core plank transitions, starting with the right elbow, tap it high. Push it back. Draw the knee to the nose. Extend it long. Cross to the left elbow, tap, and send it back. Good. Look forward, step the right foot up, spin the left heel down, warrior 1. Right toes straight ahead at 12 o'clock. Left toes turned out to the side, but more to the front of your mat than the back of your mat. Relax your shoulders. Bend in that right knee a little deeper. One more inhale. Warrior 2. Right arm forward, left arm back. Adjust in your stance. Float the arms out long. Settle in here. Make sure your right knee's not folding in. It wants to stack on top of the heel. Look over your right fingertips. Revolve. Keep reaching with your right arm. Stay bent in your right knee. Good. Listen up. We're going to cartwheel our hands to frame the right foot. Lift your left heel. So now you're in a lunge. Lean into your right leg, standing splits. Left leg high to the sky. Good. First standing splits, just check in. Maybe right hand around the calf. Maybe left hand can meet it. Maybe you're finding some balance. Maybe you want to keep your hands down for some support. That's okay too. Good. First one is just standing splits. Just know we're building. Take one more deep inhale. Slowly lower the left toes to the mat. Trust yourself. Lower the left knee. Shift back. Half splits. Fold over the right thigh. Extend that right leg forward. If you've got blocks, you could take blocks. Not required. You could just keep the hands down. Slow your breath down. Good. Plant into your right foot. Curl your left toes under. Step back. We'll go through a flow. Right foot back. Chaturanga. Up dog. Down dog. Breathe. Collect yourself between sides. Slow inhale. Slow exhale. Left leg lifts. We've got 3 core plank transitions, starting with the left elbow, tap it high. Push it back. Knee to nose. And extend. Left knee, right elbow cross, side obliques working hard. And push it back. Look to your fingertips, left foot steps up, right heel spins down, rise up, warrior 1. Settle in. Pull your left hip back. Drive your right hip forward. Make sure your belly's working. Turn it on. Suck it in a little bit. Last inhale. Warrior two. Left arm forward, right arm back. Settle in. Left knee tracking over left heel. Relax your shoulders down the back. Notice if you start to shrug, let it go. Good, revolve. Left arm to the sky. Right arm down the back thigh. Breathe into your left ribs. Get some space. Rise up, cartwheel your hands down, frame the left foot, and then we're going to spin up onto the right toes. Lean into your left foot, standing splits, right leg to the sky. Check in here. Maybe you'd like to take the left hand around the calf, then maybe the right, find some balance, or keep your hands down, folding over the left leg. Leading with the heart. We've got one more breath. Remember, we're coming to half splits by setting the right foot to the back of your mat, lowering the right knee, and then shifting the left leg straight out in front of you. Fold. Can you believe I had the audacity to say I was cold 10 minutes before we started this practice? How dare I? It's so hot in here. One more inhale. Come into the left foot, walk your hands forward, right toes curl under, right knee lifts. Step back. Here we go. Chaturanga. Up dog. Down dog. All right, from this down dog, we're going to move back into our dolphin by lowering the right elbow and then the left elbow. Just like that. We already had our legs where they needed to go. Take your hands together into the basket. Good. Feel strong and supported here. And then we'll lift our left leg nice and high. Now this might be enough. You can stay here. You can lift and lower your heels 3 times. But remember, our intention is to be brave, to trust yourself. Look forward to your thumbs. Take a big inhale and maybe find a little baby hop. Good. One more. Lower the left leg. Let's try the right side. Take a big breath. Draw on your courage. Bend the left knee and spring for 3, 2, and 1. Knees down, hips back, child's pose. Arms to the feet. So process the sensations that are bubbling up. Whenever we try really hard things, really scary things, new things, all have a physiological response in the body. But remember, in your mind is the key. Soothe yourself with a deeper breath in and a deeper breath out. There's always gonna be somebody smarter, someone prettier who works a little harder. Sometimes I can wait Taking one more round of breath. And we're going to keep flowing, downward facing dog. Good, one round of breath in downward facing dog. Lift your right leg up. Look forward, step it through. Rise up, warrior one. We've already been here. We're just going to take a couple of breaths in a flow. Warrior two. Shoulders stacked on top of the hips. Don't lean too far forward. Good. Revolve. Extended side angle, right elbow to thigh, left arm up and overhead. Use that right arm for support. Open the heart more to the ceiling. Look underneath your left armpit. Feel a long breath in and out. One more deep inhale. Exhale pulls you up and out. Straighten the right leg. Lean forward. Now I do want you to lean forward. Right arm down, left arm up. Triangle pose. Work on creating a perfectly vertical line from wrist to wrist. Imagine your right hand had roots and they could reach down into the earth. And your left hand had wings and it could fly all the way up to the sky, creating this stretch through the shoulders. Turn on your belly. One more breath. Rise up slow. Cartwheel your hands down, frame the right foot. We're coming back to standing split. So spin up onto your left toes, lean into your right leg flies. Okay, so on this second round, we're gonna make it a little bit more challenging just as an option. Your left hand is gonna stay down. It's gonna help support you. Your left knee is gonna bend. Think about kicking your right glute. This is called candy cane pose. Maybe you're going to tint your right fingers off the edge of the mat, starting to find your balance. Maybe you're going to trust yourself, believe that you can, and sweep the right hand around, catching the right foot. Candy cane pose. Doesn't that just sound sweet? Like this is supposed to be like a fun, easy holiday pose, and instead you're probably sweating and angry. Good. One more inhale. Release the foot, but don't let it go. Bring your right hand back down to the mat. Both hands are flat. Left leg lifts up high. Okay, we're going to take 3 little baby hops. Bend in your right knee. And hop. And hop. And hop. Now lower the left foot. Lower the left knee. Half splits. Feel good here. Depending on how you're feeling, we've done a lot of hamstring opening up. You can walk a little bit farther, maybe 2/3 splits. Maybe you've got a full Hanumanasana. Don't worry, wherever you're at is fine. Just breathe. One more inhale. Push into your hands. We'll step back, move through a flow. But if you're feeling fatigued, you can skip it. Otherwise, chaturanga. Up dog. Down dog. We're going to take 3 deep clearing breaths. Inhale, fill your body. Open your mouth, side out. 2 more, lion's breath. Inhale, lion, like courageous. Exhale, a little bit of a roar. 1 more time. Inhale for lion's breath. Open the mouth, stick out the tongue, side out. Good. One more inhale. Left leg lifts nice and high. Step the left foot up, rise to warrior one. Catch yourself. And then we'll open to warrior two. Look over your left fingertips. Revolve. Come up and lower your left elbow to the thigh, right arm reaches up and overhead. Extended side angle, Utthita Parsvakonasana. Feel the heart open. One more inhale. Rise up slow, straighten your left leg. Triangle pose. Reach forward, left arm down, right arm up. Stack your arms. Right arm reaching to the clouds, left arm reaching into roots. 3, 2, last inhale, and rise up. Good, here we go, fancy pants time. Cartwheel your hands down, frame the left foot, spin up onto the right toes until you feel supported, and then lift that right leg up nice and high. Your right hand is gonna stay, but you might wanna take your fingers. Take your left hand off to the side. Maybe give yourself a little bit of a test. How's it going? Bend the right knee. Now trust yourself and sweep that left hand around and catch the foot. Good. Candy cane. Steady your mind. Release the foot, plant both hands down, right leg lifts high. Here we go, trust yourself, bend the left knee. We're gonna take 3 little hops. Lift, hop. Good, I don't know why I yelled that, hop. One more time, hop. Lower the right foot down, lower the right knee down. Shift the left leg straight out in front of you, half splits. Now maybe you can go in a little bit farther. Maybe you've got a full splits option. This is my tight side, so I always like to use a little bit of a brace on this side. Slow your breath down. One more inhale. Exhale, we're gonna make our way out by slowly dragging the left heel closer. Step back. I'm back. I'm back. Can you hear me now? No? Can anybody hear me? Can you hear me now?
Yes, now you're back.
Oh my goodness, I'm sorry. Wi-Fi's technical difficulties, only so much I have power over. All right, you guys can take it slow. Did you guys do your candy cane and handstand hops?
Yes, we were in the half split. I mean the half split.
Half to full split option, yes. Okay, so we'll just come to downward facing dog then, since you got your stretch in on that side. And look, we were gonna come to child's pose anyway, so a rest was built in, so that was perfect timing. Right? Silver lining. It's all about how you look at it. So just come to your downward facing dog and then find a child's pose. Just take a second. Come back into your space. Remind yourself of your intention. Deepen your inhale and exhale. Good. And then we'll come back to downward facing dog. So we're going to try one more thing that requires a little bit of courage. So it's a lot like that candy cane pose shape that we were doing. I'd like you to turn your right toes out to the side like you were in warrior one legs and lift your left leg up. So your right foot is flat on the mat and your left leg is lifting. Okay? Now bend your left heel. Your left hand is going to stay on the mat. Take your right fingertips out to the side. Maybe tent your fingers. Maybe build up some courage and reach back. Left hand, right foot flat on the mat. Left hand, right foot, or left foot, right hand reaching up to the sky. Find your balance. Steady your mind. Weebles wobble, but we don't fall down. Set that foot down. Let's try the other side. The key here is to turn your left foot out to the side so that you can push it flat. Okay, your right hand's gonna stay, your right leg's gonna lift. Bend your right knee. Good. Sweep your left hand around. Can you catch the foot? Kick it high to the sky. And then carefully release. Knees down, hips back, child's pose. Your shoulders are probably really tired. Take your hands back to the feet. Especially when we're doing a one-armed down dog. It takes a lot of intensity and upper body strength to hold yourself in that pose. And if it was a struggle, just know that you're getting stronger. Just by doing this, just by showing up, you are improving. And you will definitely be stronger when this class is over than when it began. We practiced a lion's breath in between sides. And the lion is known as the king of the jungle. Although it's not the tallest animal in the jungle, the smartest animal in the jungle, the lion's not the fastest animal or the biggest. And yet, it's revered because in spite of not being the biggest, the smartest, the strongest, it's the bravest. In spite of its limitations. The lion runs the world. Lift up onto your shins. We're going to stretch into our shoulders a little bit. I know that was a fatigue there. So you're just going to sit up onto your shins, take your right arm across, hook the elbow. Nice little stretch. Good. And then we're going to sweep that right arm around behind us and reach for the left hip. Take your left hand around, grab the arm and pull it. Get a nice big stretch here. So your left hand is pushing into your right hand and your right arm is running along your low back. You should feel a nice long stretch through the head of your right shoulder. Now, depending on how you're feeling, you can work that left hand across, maybe hold the forearm, or maybe grab the right elbow, keep pulling the arm across. Good. Carefully release both arms up to the sky. Grab opposite elbows. We're going to take a small lean to the left. Chin away from your chest. Rise up slow, both arms behind you, basket, pull the basket down, lift the heart, look up. Left hand comes across, hook it. Gonna do all of that on the other side, between the dolphins, the handstand hopping, the one arm, one leg down dog. Shoulders took a pretty heavy hit today. Getting those tank top arms. Good. Release the left arm around behind you. Grab the wrist and pull the hand around. Setting the right hand on the hip, hold. Now, depending on how you're feeling, if you've got enough open mobility in your shoulder, you can take your right hand and walk along the left forearm until maybe you're holding opposite elbows, squeezing them together behind you. Release both arms up to the sky. Try to grab the opposite arm in front. So we have a way that's natural to us, our dominant. Try to go the weird way. And then we're gonna lean to the right. Chin away from your chest. Rise up, both hands behind you. Last basket here. Pull it down the back, lift the heart, look up. Carefully release, give those shoulders a roll. Drop your hips off to one side and send those feet straight out in front of you. When the legs are straight out in front of you, you're gonna pull the abundance back, right side, left side. Remember, we've talked about this before. Some of you have heard the analogy of your tailbone is just like a lion's tail. If it's tucked under, that's a sign of fear and submission. But if it's waving back behind you, that's a sign of courage and dominance. Sit up tall and lean forward. Maybe grabbing the feet or hamstrings. Got a lot of stretching today too, between the half splits and the standing splits. Maybe you noticed you can fold a little bit more than usual. Rise up. Drag your right heel in and step it over the left leg. Left arm around, right arm behind you, we twist. Sit up tall. Look over your right shoulder. Breathe slow in and slow out. Unwind, lean to your left, release out of your ribs, and rise up. Both feet together, both knees out wide, Baddha Konasana. Thread your hands together underneath the feet. Sit up tall, let your tailbone swag behind you, and then lean forward. Use those elbows, press down on your inner thighs. And rise up. Drive your right heel straight out in front of you. Stand the left knee up, cross it over. Hug it in with the right arm and take the left arm behind you. Twist in the opposite direction. Twists are great for detoxifying the body, wringing out the internal organs.
Unwind. Lean to the right. And then come back up, uncross your legs. We're gonna come down onto our backs. When you get down onto your back, draw your knees into your chest, rock side to side. And then we'll come to a happy baby, knees out wide, hands inside. Grab maybe the pinky toe edge and pull those knees down. Try to bring the knees on the outside of the ribs, as if you were planting your feet on the ceiling. You can rock left and right. It soothes the central nervous system. And draw your knees back into your chest. Give yourself a big hug. Compress it all in nice and tight. And then release everything down to the mat. As you let the legs separate as wide as your mat, the hands down by the hips, palms face up. Walk your shoulders away from the ears. And rock your head left and right a couple of times, feeling a massage on the back of your head. Eventually, you'll crave stillness, and we'll take 3 deep breaths, letting go of the effort. Inhale fully. Open the mouth, sigh it out. Deeper this next one. Inhale. And sigh it out. Last breath. Surrender. Whole body. Whole breath. And your whole mind. Just let go. Inviting in a sense of peace. Complete relaxation, knowing that you have earned this rest. Relax your toes and the ankles. Soften your shins and the knees. Allow your thighs to melt into the earth as you relax your hips. And feel the belly sink deep into the body. Relax your rib cage. And the heart. Let go of the arms all the way down to the fingertips. Feel a lightness travel across your collarbones as you relax your throat. Soften your jaw. And allow your tongue to fall away from the roof of your mouth. Bringing all of your awareness to the tiny space between your eyebrows. And relax your mind. Slowly bringing your awareness back into the room. Inhaling, inviting life with breath back into the body. Wiggling your fingers and toes. Reaching your arms up and overhead for a final full body stretch. And then rolling to the side that feels the most inviting, making a pillow with your bicep. Take a moment here, not rushing, allowing yourself to sit in the sweetness that follows Shavasana. As the world around us is rapidly changing and there's so much that we have no control over, it's easy to let fear take the wheel. But I read a meme or a quote that said, both fear and faith are based on something you can't see. Choose faith. Choose courage. And choose not to let your circumstances steal your joy. Moving slowly. Keeping your eyes closed, press yourself up to a comfortable seat. Bring your hands together at heart center in Anjaliya Mudra and thank your magical body for everything it gave you this evening. Honor the intention you set when we began our practice and send up a dedication of well wishes to someone you know that is suffering. Inhale the knuckles of your thumbs up between the eyebrows for wisdom, down to the lips for truth, and down to the heart for love. It is my absolute pleasure to guide you and inspire you on the mat, and my true hope that you leave lighter than when we began. Until next time, namaste, my friends. Good job, everyone. Sorry for the technical difficulties. Sometimes that happens. But I'm very grateful that you guys were able to take class with me this evening. If you have any questions about any of the poses we tried, please let me know. You all have my contact information, and you know where to find me if you need me. Otherwise, I'll see you guys next week. Bye, everyone.